The main event is kicking into motion. From Toyota Center in Houston, the Lakers taking on the Rockets. For Los Angeles, every game presents another chance to improve and refine their brand of basketball. They want to win each half, each quarter, each minute, each possession. Rockets. Lakers. Coming up next. It's the NBA. Welcome to our Sunday night broadcast here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. DA, take it away.
Well, guys, we know that the Rockets begin and end with the offensive wizardry of James Harden, the league's MVP in 2018. Now, some people have said they don't like watching that style with one player dominating the basketball. But Kevin, James Harden is that good, that talented, that efficient, and that successful. And playing through him may be the best way for the Rockets to be successful as well.
It's tough to stop. You're right, DA. Thank you. Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Up front, it's Kuzma and Davis. Green and LeBron at the 2 and the 3. And it's Rondo in at the 5. And for Houston, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Tucker and Capella are up front. And it's Gordon in at the 3. Conference rivals in this one, Clark. Does that matter as much as people think, or is it just another game?
I still think it matters to the players. I mean, they're a little less emotional now, rivalries. They're not as heated, a little more practical. I think it's mostly about making the playoffs and where you're seated.
Now, here's Tucker. Now Westbrook. Capella inside. He's guarded by Davis. Capella with the bucket.
Hey, you got to put a body on Capella. I mean, he's a tenacious offensive rebounder and does a nice job using his body.
James, the pass to Davis. Back to LeBron. 1:21 left here in the opening quarter. Rebounded by Capella. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. And with Clint Capella, it's easy to see what an important piece of this team he is.
Yeah, it really is, guys, because when he's off the floor, there's a clear difference in how his team plays. I mean, he fits in so well and gives the Rockets exactly what they need, finishing at the rim out of pick and rolls, and then a terrific rim protector as well.
James looking it over. Rondo against Westbrook. Here's Davis. Off target from outside. For Houston, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Gordon kicks to Harden. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. 6 to shoot. A putback, and it's put back up and in by Capella.
Boy, if you don't block out Clint Capella, the put-back throwdown is exactly what you get.
Gordon against LeBron. Outside Rondo. Over Westbrook. And so it's Houston with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Now a chance to hear shooting guard Eric Gordon talk about their key to winning.
It's all about not making mistakes, getting rebounds, and getting good stuff to really push the pace up. And I think when we do that, we always are at our best.
And Greg, nowadays, it's all about pushing the pace.
And it's an offensive-oriented league now. When you execute and really look to attack, it puts the opposition on their heels.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter.
Harden and Gordon are out on the wings. Then there's Austin Rivers. Then it's Clint Capella, and it's House in at the 4 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And with all the accolades that James Harden has accumulated in his career, Clark, the one thing missing is a championship ring.
And, you know, there's no guarantees for however great you are individually that you'll win a championship. We've got a lot of great players that weren't able to get that done. But, you know, when you think about it, that's one thing that's keeping him from being in the all-time great shooting guard conversation in the eyes of some. Team success is critically important. Championships add to your resume, but I think at the end of the day, when you maximize your individual contribution, that should be worth something in terms of your recognition and accolades.
Los Angeles making a switch here. McGee's checked in. And both free throws good for James Harden.
Well, a lot of players can get hot, but nobody can match Harden when he gets locked in. The way he can create space and drill shots from deep, really impossible to guard.
Here is Cook. The 11-footer, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Rivers scanning the floor. The drive by Gordon. Makes it off the glass. Gordon's got the lead up to 10 now for the Rockets. And with Harden, he not only gets hot for a game, but stays hot, Greg, for longer periods of time.
And you saw that last year with a streak of 30 and 40-point games. For weeks, he can dominate and really frustrate defenses, and there isn't anything you can do about it. Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
How about that hard-nosed D in the paint right there? Nice job.
Impressive work protecting the basket. He held his ground nicely on that one.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. James outside. A floater. He takes it up and lays it in.
And, you know, for such a physically powerful player, guys, James also has a deft shooting touch. I mean, showing it off there.
It's Rivers on the wing. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Rivers has got his first 3 points of the game.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
And so it's Houston with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And we'll be right back after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. Houston holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They're leading by 16. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, shooters were popping open right and left. Exceptional ball movement. Guys racing off screens, spotting up, knocking down shots. That's the way you play basketball unselfishly, and it was superb, and they exploited all the weaknesses of the defense.
Shaq, your take on the Lakers.
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they can forget about a comeback.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And Clark, when you were playing, I imagine the pre-draft process was a lot different than it is today.
No doubt about it. I mean, I came out in 1982 after my junior year, Kevin, and at that time, if you were a guy who was declaring early, you basically just had to go on whatever knowledge and information you could get from whoever, because there was no allowing you weren't allowed to go to a workout. And teams could interview you, but there were no on-court workouts, so it was totally different than today.
So the Lakers 5 right now. Green and Rondo in the backcourt. Up front, it's Kuzma and Davis. And it's James in at the 3 spot.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Harden finds Gordon. A 3-ball. And another 3 for Houston.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
James in the post. He's against Gordon. LeBron shot is off.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Westbrook, no good.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways, and that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
And it's Westbrook missing.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Here is Harden. No good on the last second attempt there. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The Rockets on top, up by 15. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a 2-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Houston leading by 15. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. And so in the game for the Rockets, we've got Green. Austin Rivers is out there with Russell Westbrook. Then it's P.J. Tucker, and it's House in at the 4.
You know, one thing you like about Green when he's assertive is he's able to draw fouls.
And for the veteran, Gerald Green used to be a high flyer, now more of a shooter.
Well, you know, Green has had a green light on his outside shots the last several years. He can hit threes off balance or with a hand in his face, and he does it at a decent clip. He can be a bit streaky, but, you know, that's something you've got to live with when he can knock them down the way he does.
First one falls for him.
And, you know, guys, you look at the Rockets, they've been in the midst of a great championship window. A lot of teams have been trying to avoid going for titles against the Warriors. The Rockets have been in win-now mode, very aggressive in trying to get to the top.
And both free throws good for Green. And Clark, you have to admire the Rockets for not shying away from the challenge of keeping up with a great team like Golden State.
Yeah, I have great respect for the Rockets, guys, because they've come as close as any team in the West to knocking off the Warriors. You know, they took them to a Game 7 and also had a chance in last season's playoffs when KD was injured. I think you've got to admire their competitive spirit and not backing down.
Right. And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Rockets.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Eric Gordon.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker. Now, I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Now here's Rivers. Pass to Chandler. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, and Chandler, a difference maker defensively. The shot blocking, the controlling of the lane. He also gobbles up those rebounds.
Two.
First free throw is good.
And the feeling has been that the Lakers needed to acquire more veteran talent to put alongside LeBron, and they've done just that.
And, time is creeping up on LeBron. He turns 35 this season. Really, for the Lakers, the time is now if they're going to compete to get him another ring and perhaps themselves another banner.
No good on the second free throw.
And the Lakers last season going against the grain to surround LeBron James with playmakers, not shooters. And many criticized that move.
And, guys, you look at it, LeBron is at his very best with the ball in his hands, which means he needs room to attack the lane. It's clear that a course correction was needed.
Now here's Rivers. The drive by Green. Bradley with some nice D.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Feeds it to McGee. Chandler with the steal. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Outside, Green. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And, boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. James, congrats on the win. Great crowd tonight, but what made the difference down the stretch?
We just trying to play solid defense. Talk to each other, help each other out. The crowd was amazing tonight. It was unbelievable. Like I said, I'm happy for our guys. And, we got a good victory at home.
Big win, James. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.